Some people think environment really matters when it comes to learning a language. Some people say, okay, in order to master my target language, I have to move to a foreign country to learn the language to make progress faster. But I can tell you it's not true. I've been speaking to a lot of foreign friends from overseas. They've been living in China for 5 years, for maybe more than 10 years. Okay. Hello, Mo-san. For more than 10 years, but they still couldn't speak fluent Chinese. And I asked them why. Why is that? They say, I just don't get a chance to speak Chinese. Am I seem weird, right? Am I seem very weird? You are living in China right now. Why you just don't get a lot of chance to speak Chinese? You are surrounded by all the Chinese people, isn't it? They will say, okay, they speak English to me every day. I just couldn't speak Chinese. But I would say when it comes to learning a new language, you have to be selfish to speak their native language to them to practice every day. This is how you make progress. Because when you say something wrong, those native speakers, they would remind you, right? They will correct you. This is how you can make progress faster, right? It's all about high and low pitch sound. Yeah, I think you mean the 4 tones. The 4 tones. In Chinese, we have 4 tones, right? Just like the 2 sentences, the examples we saw before, right? Sometimes the tone is a little bit different. Misunderstandings could happen. And you don't even know it happened until you awkward yourself, right? You feel awkward. This is the Chinese lesson. So language doesn't really matter. Some people say, I can speak fluent Chinese if I live in China, but it's not the truth, certainly not the truth. Okay. Imagine if you come to China without speaking a word of Chinese, actually you will feel panic. It's just like a drowning kid. Do you think you can teach a drowning kid how to swim when he's like this, when he's struggling? You couldn't, because he's a panic. He's a panic right now. There's no content will go in. Yeah, the mindset. And it doesn't matter what's the mood right now you are listening. Okay, when you are listening, what's your mood? Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you stressed? Are you worried? Are you fearful? So the state when you are learning doesn't matter a lot. So for this state, this kid is fearful, very fearful, right? Is afraid. So there's no way he could learn. He's panic right now. The state you are in matters when it comes to learning a new language. So I will recommend at least learn some basic Chinese and then go to China, because you will encounter a lot of difficulties. Chinese people is not like everyone will speak English. Few of us speak fluent English. Just imagine when you go to the grocery shop, right? When you're trying to buy a ticket, train ticket, subway ticket, it's just difficult. Difficult for you to get around in China if you don't speak a word of Chinese. A lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So why many people are living in China for 10 years still couldn't speak fluent Chinese? Something wrong with the method, or maybe they don't really want to learn. This is the reason why. Okay, because right now they have the environment. It's something wrong with the method, maybe. Okay. And it matters what kind of teacher they are following. Maybe they are learning from the textbook. That's how they make progress very slow. So for me, I've never been to an English spoken country. So as you can see, my English is not so bad, right? Not so bad. So I'm a living example that you don't need to go to your target language country to learn your target language, to learn Chinese. It's not necessary. It's not very necessary. Okay? So we are living in an internet era right now. We can create an environment full of the Chinese language without going to China. Okay, it's not necessary. So you can create an environment full of Chinese language. So whenever you are free, you just play some Chinese music, Chinese podcast, some Chinese podcast, YouTube videos, or something like this to immerse yourself in the Chinese language, just to get used to the language. It's okay you don't understand each word of the Chinese language. The point is you need to get used to the Chinese language, the tempo, how we speak this language, right? Yeah, thanks for that. How we speak the English language, how we speak the Chinese language. This is how you make progress faster. You also practice your listening as well. And you can also watch some Chinese TV dramas, some shows, right, to immerse in the Chinese environment. It's not necessary to go to China, isn't it? When you watch some daily Chinese dramas, Chinese movies, and you get to know the Chinese culture, how Chinese people think, the way we think. It will also make you make progress in Chinese learning so much faster, isn't it? And of course, there are some other ways for you to create an environment for the Chinese language just at your home. It's possible. Okay?